What is up, YouTube fam? Robbie C here, and today we're gonna find out, is the Buzzz still king supreme of the straight mid-ranges, or has Latitude 64 had a sleeper pick in their lineup that more people should be talking about other than the guy who commented it? So of course, before we dive in to talk about the Claymore, we gotta ask the most important question today. How you doing today, Dylan? You having a good one?
So catch me if I fall.
All right, so we have the Claymore by Latitude 64. Flight numbers are 55-11, which is not too unfamiliar to the Buzzz, which is a 54-11. Claymore should be getting a little bit more glide. I can immediately, I don't know if it's every Claymore, but this one does have just a little bit more dome than the Buzzz does. That dome alone could be accounting for just that little bit of extra glide the Claymore's getting. Now, the Claymore, not the most popular disc in the world, so I'm gonna be very curious how this video does just overall, but we're gonna try to hopefully get this in front of a bunch of your eyes, because it's rare for me to come across a disc that I would say I've probably thrown a Claymore in the past. I definitely have never bagged a Claymore, and I'm not like crazy familiar with the Claymore because not a lot of people around me throw the Claymore. This is what I kind of wanted this series to be, was sort of testing out and seeing some molds that are not as popular get a chance to shine against arguably the most popular mid-range of all time. As always, for Team Discraft, we have the Buzzsaw for our overstable Buzzz, and then we have Jimothy Jr. with the Buzzz, the ESP Buzzz. And then on the Latitude side, we have an Opto Claymore, which is just a stock premium plastic. And then we also have an Orbit Gold. Gold is their Fusion, or sort of their ESP equivalent. And so in the Orbit, I think that the Orbit is going to end up being more overstable. We're going to have to test it throughout the video. Traditionally, this Lucid or Opto plastic would be the more overstable between, but I think the fact that it's Orbit is what's really going to push it over the edge. I know for a long time they tried to push the narrative that Orbit didn't actually affect sort of the flight of it all, that it wasn't like a halo effect where it made it more overstable, but you silly people. You can't fool me at times. Let's go ahead and dive into hole one, shall we? You know how it works. CTPs win it all. Buzzz. Oh, he's dead. Nice. Pretty nosy. Yeah, it's gonna be close between Buzzz and Claymore. None of them particularly great. I really don't know between the two Claymores which is gonna be the more overstable. People are trying to make jokes about the towel tail, but a morning like this morning where the grass does need to be cut here, but they're only cutting the grass in the walking areas, not where the disc golf baskets are, towel tail is gonna come in clutch. Just gotta go down a tunnel on this right side and then let it fade in. So we're gonna go with Jimothy first and try to throw this up the right side and see what we can do. That branch redirection is kind of unfortunate because I actually really like that line. This is certainly a course that I'm sure you guys are feeling it in your area, but they talk about winter lines. This overgrowth kind of hanging in, this is already a pretty tough fairway, but now you can't give it any height because there's overgrowth coming in. So you have to throw this bullet, but if you throw the low bullet, then it's gonna hold too straight and it's not gonna fade in time. So it takes this already knacky fairway and makes it a lot harder. And yeah, something about this hole, this is why we always have to throw 2 on this hole. We never get this on the first try. Let's see, that's bad. And that was a bad shot that got a bad result. Nice! So the Buzzz was back there, probably just outside circle 2. And then this guy landed in circle 2, just outside circle 1. So Claymore evening it up. Still not a good tell. Hopefully the next hole is going to be a good sign because we're going to get the chance to rip them. Right now, they feel pretty comparable Buzzz comparisons. Also, normally I just walk through this journey, but I decided to bring you along today as we step out of the woods, walking through one of the worst par 4s in the old Birmingham area. And what I'm talking about today, sponsor of the video, Goodr. If you're looking for high quality sunglasses that come in a variety of styling options, We're talking casual sunglasses. What if I wanted to go skiing down the mountains, Mr. Crawford? Well, good news for you is that Goodr has you covered. They have so many style options that begin at just $25, which is such a fantastic and affordable option. I think about the fact that I have kept a pair of Goodrs in my disc golf bag for several months now, and I love it for two reasons. One, I know that when I head into the field and into the sun like we're experiencing right now, I'm gonna be able to see, be able to find my discs, and I'm not gonna lose them kind of squinting my way through the blinding sunshine. But also, putting sunglasses in your disc golf bag can feel like an absolute hazard, because with the mini markers and your chalk bags and everything rolling around in there, what happens if they get broken? It can be upsetting to lose a high quality pair of sunglasses, especially when they aren't affordable. So if you're looking for a fantastic sunglass option, make sure you head over to goodr.com, that's Goodr.com, and feel free to use my code. I put it on the screen right here at checkout to save yourself a little bit. And you know, if you can't remember it there, you can always come back to the video. We'll have a link down in the description below. So thank you so much. You supporting Goodr while they support me supports the channel. Guys, it's just an all-around win. Speaking of wins, we got one goal here. Say it with me, don't throw in the woods. All right, Claymore's back on the screen. Tall grass out to tall grass. There is no glass, hopefully. Out to the right. We're gonna grab the Opto Claymore. Don't worry, the other one's gonna get a chance to shine because the next hole, we have a 564-foot par 4. Don't rush it. Don't feel like you gotta go too fast. Just throw a good solid shot. We held it straight. I liked that. I liked that I put like, even maybe pulled it like a slight bit of anhyzer and it just held it. Didn't fade out, didn't do anything too crazy. Now, that does make me think that the Claymore is not as overstable as the Buzzz, because I think if I threw the Buzzz on that same line, I think the Buzzz would fade out. We'll see. Maybe we can match the vapor trails here and just see what the Buzzz does in comparison. Here we go. No, we just went way wider, but you can just see how much more drift that Buzzz has moving right to left versus the Claymore. Claymore barely moved off of its line, held that dead straight option, whereas the Buzzz, I pulled it, and I actually feel like I hit the Buzzz better, but I pulled it further right. All right, so just like we predicted, you've got the Claymore there and the Buzzz a little wider. The Buzzz gonna have the better look at it. But the Claymore, we're gonna have to go for the classic, like, sort of spike hyzer window in. This is familiar territory for the Buzzz because the Buzzz threw from here. The worst part about this is it's just like, you just can't be right enough on this hole, because you're either in the woods where it's bad, or like right here where I'm in a ditch going downhill and I've got grass crawling up me shorts. That carried into the gap exactly how we wanted, which is awesome. I think that one thing you learn when you try to hit this gap over and over again is that it is so poke and hopey trying to get through here unless you can see it. Really, who takes this one is going to be luck on who makes it through the gap cleanly. See, like that's way too straight. Yeah. That's tough. May have sold on that one. I threw that Buzzz flat, and that's why the quake's in the bag, ladies and gentlemen, is because I would throw shots like that with the Buzzz and be like, all right, cool, it's gonna fade. But I just couldn't trust the Buzzz saw to be thrown flat and have solid fade every time. It wouldn't turn over, but it wouldn't like fade, which is what I want out of that slot. For a long time, my solution was just like, okay, put it on more hyzer, control the angles, things like that. But I'm finding that like there is a comfort to being able to throw a disc flat and sort of just watch it carry and do its thing and have some natural integrity to it. Because if you're focusing on like throwing everything on hyzer and all of that, what happens if it doesn't stand up enough? What if it happens if it stands up too much? When you're trying to throw hyzer flips like that, if the nose angle's bad, it gets messy real fast. Buzzsaws back over there, and the Claymore did indeed grab another win. All right, everyone's favorite first test, forehand time. We're going with the Goldline Orbit Kristin Tattar. Definitely feels more overstable than the other one. I think it's important, I don't really ever do this, but like side-by-side profile, you got the Buzzz on bottom, Claymore on top. I think these are like pretty similar looking and feeling hand-wise. We're gonna try not to smash this into the early tree that we have to miss, but we don't wanna pull it straight. So first forehand of the day, always spicy. It just held a little too straight, but a good kick. And that definitely held too straight. Ooh, trouble. I'll say, I've landed here before in the mid-range series, and It's a tough spot to land because not only is it like really difficult to actually score from here, but you're also like filming this is very bad. We've got like a backhand that we can kind of punch through. I think if we try to go flex, we could jump putt. This is where we have to like somewhat not gamify this too much, because if we go flex forehand around this tree, that's probably the safest play to score. It's so easily beatable because of how far up the kick got from the Claymore. So I think that we have to go backhand here and just hope we get lucky. Nope. And I think when you get up there, we hit the gap that we wanted to initially, but the problem with that shot was we had 2 gaps to just get out while not hitting the tree right next to us. And then we're gonna have to make it into the tunnel, but we couldn't even see the proper tunnel. We had like sketchy tunnel to the right. Yeah, so I mean, it's CTP on the second shot. That's the Claymore back there. Claymore's gonna take it because I could literally just like toss the putter forward. See if we can't ring this up. Cool little highlight reel. Oh. So I think I'm gonna end up titling the video something along the lines of like, why is no one talking about this mid, sleeper mid, things like that. And I want to talk about why I think the Claymore doesn't get the love amongst the trilogy lineup. And I think that it's because when it comes to trilogy mids, one of the things about Discraft, for instance, with the Buzzz, is that the Buzzz holds this spot. It has very few other discs around it that are also competing for the straight mid slot. Like most often when you see someone from Team Discraft, you can just assume that they're gonna have some Buzzes in their bag, because if they want a straight mid, that's Discraft's option. Sure, you have the Buzzz SS that you can hyzer flip, and you have the Comet and the Meteor and things like that you can get straight results out of, but if you just want a straight reliable flyer, the Buzzz is the answer. Trilogy is made up of 3 companies, Latitude 64, Westside, and Dynamic Discs. And if you just go across all of their choices, in the straight slot, you have like a billion options. You have the EMAC Truth, you have the Gatekeeper, you have the Claymore, you have the Compass. And that's just 3 like right off the top of my head. And then we add in slight variances, and you have between the EMAC Truth and the Truth. And then you have Gatekeeper versus the Warship, right? Like even the Core from Latitude 64 is a forgotten about disc that Shay was even bringing up in my Birdie Fam Discord. This jersey we've been wearing, Birdie Fam exclusive. You can only get this from Cardinal if you're a member of the Birdie Fam. So I think for some people, this mold, the Claymore, gets completely overlooked because, yeah, Kristin has one stamped and she may even be bagging Claymore, but like, that's how much I feel like Kristin's not even championing the Claymore, because who is supporting it? EMAC Truth, you know, Eric McCabe is pushing the EMAC Truth. Lots of people are pushing the EMAC Truth, right? How do you find a disc? This is where like an Isaac Robinson can really jump in and find a mold and push a mold that he really loves and enjoys, and he could bring that mold out of the cloudiness that is the billion trilogy mid-ranges. Gonna need the Buzzz start stepping up, or else we're gonna have a runaway victor. It's first to 5 and Claymore's up 3-1. Here we're just trying to go high, stalling hyzer, nose up, throw it out the gap, and then let it crash left. That's nose up and stalled. It's just not very far. So we're gonna we've left meat on the bone there for that approach, but it's picture perfect. It should be right in the middle of the fairway. Let's see if the Buzzz can answer. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot better. That one pushed, I could even see it sort of coming in contact almost with the trees on the backside of the line, which is awesome. I don't know how visible it's going to be, but this right here is where the Claymore finished, and this is where the Buzzz finished. All right, so like I said, Claymore's got a little work to do. It has to hit this gap. I gotta send a straight forehand, because the other one's just gonna have like a little chip up and around. This one actually has some oomph in order to hold straight. Oh, not the gap we wanted. Tree kiss left. Oh, Claymore got sneaky, dude. Oh, it's deep. We hit the line perfectly, but I'm wondering if the slight tree flexion on the Claymore at the very end of it, and I'm wondering if that took just enough speed off of it in order for the Claymore to grab the dub here. It's 1, 2, 3. 3 and some change for the Claymore. 1, 2, 2 and some change. close, but the Buzzz holds on and fights another day. Remember, one of the best parts about this series is that you guys get to influence sort of what disc we're throwing, what discs we're testing out. The Claymore was one that I wouldn't have expected. So for you guys to be able to vote, remember, just head to the comments and you're going to vote via your interaction. So if you want me to throw, let's say, a Clash Disc Berry, you want me to go Berry next, it's not about, I'm not going through the comments and tallying up every single person that commented Berry. I'm looking for the one singular comment that was the most interacted with, and that is a combination of likes, which are free to you, and comments are also free, but they take a little more time. That's how we end up picking what goes next. I know some people even mentioned, hey, with what you've been doing with the Buzzz Battles, would you do it with other molds? I would love to. If that's something you guys are interested in, what speed and what's the main competitor? Like, what's the most iconic putter of all time? Is it the Envy Battles, or you guys let me know. This is an interesting one because I feel like this can go either way. It's not like the Buzzz like has a dominant hold on this hole, because the Buzzz has seen this more than the other molds have, obviously. But some days we're just ripping disc straight, but I feel like we've been ripping the Claymore pretty straight. But unfortunately for it, Buzzz has the box to put the pressure on. So straight shot, 240 feet, low ceiling. So you kind of got to throw it hard. I honestly like to go mid-range here anyways, because it's putter distance, but the putter wants a little bit of height, so it's tough to get it there. Whereas the mid, you can kind of just hit it low and hard. Okay, we floated it high. Claymore's got a chance to put some seal down. So we're working on, it has drastically improved my spin rate. Like, we're talking on my tech disc, I went from averaging like average spin rate on sessions anywhere from like 930 to 980. And Clint and I worked on something, we had this adjustment. And now, like, I had what, 4 sessions yesterday? Yeah, 4 sets of throws yesterday. That average spin rate was like 1070 or higher. So it's working. It's just, we got to fix the aim a little bit. Yeah, neither of these shots too great, but at least the Buzzz made it like close to halfway up the fairway. The same could not be said for the Claymore. They got a little grip lucky. What's up, y'all? Mic failure on my end. I did not charge them. I thought they were charged, but I ended up my mic dying in the middle of that hole, and so therefore we don't have the rest of it for you. But you're gonna do a little voiceover, talk you through the shots and what was going through my head as we finished out the round of Buzzz versus Claymore. Shall we dive in? All right, so here the Buzzz has the tee box. We throw it wide, or try to throw the hyzer, but did not respect the right to left wind enough, so it cuts inside just a little earlier than I wanted. So I'm taking the Claymore and adjusting a good bit. You can see throwing it significantly wider, and the wind still moving it so far right to left. So far right to left. This one was, and you know, the continuation of the closeness of these two discs. It was about 7 paces out from the inside. That was the Buzzz, and the Claymore is going to end up about 6 paces outside. So Claymore is going to grab another one on this one. Claymore still has the box. So this is just a nice, slightly downhill par 4 that you're just trying to mush something. So thankfully, we throw the Claymore out there. Don't get over on top of it, so it just kind of goes straight and fades eventually. We end up pulling this one a little bit straighter, but we don't get quite as much distance out of the Buzzz, but we're not as deep out into the rough. So it's, your tee shot isn't really what matters here. It's that second shot and trying to get it close. So we go ESP Buzzz, Jimothy into Jimothy, and it doesn't skip. It just kind of sits right close to the basket. So I knew Claymore has to be close. So I try to throw it in, honestly, and end up just missing it. So feeling like that would have been such an exciting throw, such an exciting clip to have. You can see that the Buzzz landed just past the basket, and the Claymore probably 15 to 20 feet past that. So we try to give it an honest run. Heading into 18 to, you know, decide it all. We have here, we always throw all 4, and we go with the ESP Buzzz first. As we throw the ESP Buzzz, it ends up just kind of like I did the Claymore the first one, or on the hole prior. Don't get over on it at all. And so because of that, I just throw it nose up and it fades out. We have the Claymore that I held a little straighter, hit it a little bit better, but still fading out towards the end. It's just fun how straight this disc flies. We end up throwing the Buzzsaw Buzzz, and it also 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so we were just in circle 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So Claymore ends up grabbing it and having the close battle pay off. So the Buzzes, they lose this one. Claymore's take it outright. I really enjoyed the Claymore. I thought that it was probably the most surprising disc of this entire series. I think the Echo, it wasn't that I was surprised by the Echo during the series, because I have the friend who let me borrow the Echo. He was really the only one preaching the Echo to me, and I know that there were a lot of Echo faithful out there, but I mean, that was just a really great disc. The Claymore I've heard about. It's been around for a long time. It kind of goes in and out of Kristin's bag, and I didn't respect it enough, and it was surprisingly good. So if you're looking for something, my son is just very excited about the Claymore, as you guys can hear as he's talking into it. So I think that what's really fantastic about it is that it has that straight flyer flight. So I would say I'm going to label it like the hipster Buzzz. If you want something that flies like a Buzzz, but comes in some different plastic types and that less people are throwing, check out the Claymore. So as always, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Please make it fantastic for someone else too. And don't forget to comment down below, what should we be facing in the next battle. But for now, we're going to leave you with Goodr.